director. He's supposed to direct you into what to do. And I don't see it really happening today. And you have riffraff in any business, and you have non-talents, you know, in every business. But you have a larger number in this industry, because more frightened people in this industry than I've ever seen in any other industry that I've come in contact with.
You made some differentiation between, of course, the obvious, the hit record, a good record, and a good hit record.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be kind of interested. Could you give me some of your feelings of good records and good hit records? Maybe?
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of. Well, you see, this is what I call the awful good record. That was like Little Star by the Elegants and Rosie and the Originals, Angel Baby. Those are kind of awful, awful records that I love. You know, you love those records because you know they're honest and that's it. A bad record is when people, with a record producer or whatever, go in and just make what is a bad record. You know, they just don't know anything about it. It's honest, but it's really bad, and they should know better. You know, they really don't know what they're doing. And they just go in and whatever comes out is on record. If it's a powerful song, they record it. There's a record out now by Ray Stevens called Mr. Businessman. It's a well-made record, very well-made record. The Beatles records are well-made, Dylan's records aren't. There's a big difference, because Dylan doesn't have to make good records. He's Dylan. He just can get his message across. The Beatles enjoy making good records. I think they like it. I think they go after technical things, and I think they watch out carefully what they do and how they overdub and what they put in and what they leave out. Dylan is more of a live, spontaneous thing, and it's the second time I got hung up on that word. But he's more natural in what he does, and like I never called Burt Bacharach a record producer, as many hits as he's had. I think he's a brilliant arranger and a super brilliant songwriter. But as a record producer, that's not his real bag. It just so happens he's such a brilliant arranger and brilliant songwriter that what he lays down is so good that it doesn't necessarily have to be produced. It's just so good. I don't work that way because I tear it apart and rebuild it again. But he, you know, he has this very strong, volatile stuff, and he has this wonderful arrangement. And it doesn't necessarily have to be produced where the drum sound has to be perfect, and the bass has to be just right. That's what I call a producer. He is just, he's got his brilliant bag is somewhere else, you know, and it just comes out on the record because everything else is so good, mm-hmm. you know, and there aren't many, I mean, you know, Motown, what they have is they have the Mustang body, you know, they have Ford. You know, Cadillac every year coming out with a car, but Ford will always sell. And that's what they have. They have Ford. In Detroit, they have a Ford, and they're not going to change. And they'd be stupid to change, you know. And there's talk now that Holland, Dozier, and Holland are leaving. Alan Klein is defending with a lot of nonsense. You know, I don't know what the intricate problems are, but I know that they could go in and record 30 songs with that drum and bass sound, and 24 of them are going to be hits. You know, I mean, they have a cold period for 2 weeks, you know, and then it's like over. I mean, because they got that style, like Mustang. 38% of the people in America own a Mustang. Why? Because it's a Mustang. It's not as good as the Javelin by American Motors, Consumer Reports said, but it's Mustang. And every year, everybody's going to try to build a better car, but it's never going to compete with the Mustang. So that formula is good. And when you have such a strong formula to work with, strong body, design, it's very easy to be more creative. It's also easy to fall into a rut of the same thing, but you can really build because you know like 60% of the battle's already done. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what's really missing in the industry today is the creative spark. Mm-hmm. There's a tremendous thing to just be original, you know, be different. And that really doesn't, I mean, and the Bee Gees were a very successful group, but they were the first group other than the Beatles, maybe the Stones, to come along from England that were really writing American songs. They really had a very American, hillbilly almost flavor to them. You know, the song Words and Massachusetts. I mean, English kid writing about Massachusetts is funny anyway, you know, but I mean, they were really American songs is what they didn't write about, you know, any place in London or this square or that square, or Trafalgar or that. He wrote about Massachusetts because I think melodically they're very American in their approach to music.
How do you like their production, by the way?
Yeah, I think, now you see there, it's, again, that's similar to the Bacharach thing. Very creative arranging, very well put together. Yes, a better drum sound could be gotten. Yes, greater record could be made. But no, it's not important. You know, there are certain records that it's not important whether it achieves, you know, the superb line of record production. I think that their overall approach to making records is very strong and very healthy. But again, they have very strong material. I can sing their songs. It's very difficult for me to sing songs by a lot of what we call pop groups today. I could sing all the Beatles songs. I have a difficult time singing some of the Doors things or the Cream things, you know. I mean, I don't know. The melody is somewhere. There's no melody. I don't hear melody line. I always thought a song had some melody. Beatles, I don't have any. They have beautiful melodies. Well, they're like Rodgers and Hart, you know. But that's really the key to a song. Anything else is, you know, it's something else. Bee Gees write great songs, put a great arrangement to it. Sure, you're going to have a very fine record. It's not necessarily important if you have a great record. I still get the two intros between Hello, I Love You and The Sunshine of Your Love, whatever, mixed up, you know, because they're very similar. And then I'm always singing to Hello, I Love You, I'm singing the Kinks' first record of, you know, whatever that first, you know, that first Kinks hit from England was the same, to know that I want to be with you in the summertime. Girl, I want to be with you in the morning, you know. You keep me waiting or whatever. I don't know. Tired, whatever it was called. But so I mean, there's a lot of confusion in the record industry today, and I mean, I can show you out and out. You know, I mean, even in the other field of, let's say, you know, something stupid, Granada, you know, I mean, it's note for note, you know, yet nobody, I look around for the writer of Granada, I don't see him coming up with lawsuits, yet as soon as Hello Dolly was a hit, the guy who wrote Sunshine, Hello Sunshine, which was Hello Sunshine, it's Hello, old kind, he got $250,000 because the movie company said, no, we ain't putting this movie out until you get rid of this Mac David character who we think you may have stolen. He said, no, I didn't steal it. He said, well, we got it. So they gave him $250,000. But the guy who wrote Granada hasn't done a thing about something stupid yet. Yet it's the most obvious note-for-note thing in the world. So I just laugh, you know, those things, you know, don't